Hello there, you beautiful skin bags. Thank you for joining me again, and thank you very much to everyone who watched my first ever episode, which I released about 10 days ago. It was amazing fun to make. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time. You know, it took a lot of time to get together, but I really enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. Thank you especially to the people who were giving feedback to me, friends and strangers alike. Please keep that coming. I can take the criticism. You're only making me a better person. Hopefully this video will be a little better because of, you know, the criticism I've taken. You never know, it's probably going to be just as shit, but I'll try my best. So today we are playing a game that is loved by many people. Me especially. I loved Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and 2. I played like, fucking hell, hundreds of hours easily into those games. I used to play it with a friend, played it by myself, just loved it. Even people who've never played the game before seem to kind of know what it is and really enjoy it, or at least enjoy the idea of it. Maybe they've seen a video on YouTube or they've watched a friend play it, something like that. But nobody's got a bad thing to say about Roller Coaster Tycoon. Like I honestly don't know anyone who doesn't like this game, apart from, you know, miserable bastards, I guess. Everyone just seems to have that warm spot in their heart for Roller Coaster Tycoon. I really don't understand it, but, well, I do understand it. I've got that warm spot too, but I just love it. It's amazing. You know, when you mention that game to them, everyone gets that sort of nostalgic smile where they all remember that time they created the whole family and sent them on an unfinished roller coaster and laughed maniacally as, you know, 3 generations of their kin went smashing into the nearest ice cream parlor. So I haven't really got much more to say about Roller Coaster Tycoon right now. I'm going to get on with the video. You know, you've had your dose of my face. It's not too pleasant, I know. So, yeah. So everyone and their dad's mistress has heard of Roller Coaster Tycoon, and with good reason. It's a masterpiece. I'm not just talking about this game, I'm talking about the series as a whole. I played the first 2 games a hell of a lot when I was younger, and I'd sink hours and hours into making my dream park, only to get into savage debt and have to declare bankruptcy and move back in with me mum, once, you know, she'd stopped having sex with all the Call of Duty players. This review is my first experience with Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and I found that with age I have better understanding of business and managing my profits and costs. When I first played Roller Coaster Tycoon years and years ago, I did what I think everybody did, took out a loan of about £50,000 from the bank, built a huge roller coaster that took up the whole map that everyone was far too scared to ride, and spent the rest of the game in debt. Now though I've learnt my lesson, and I've even challenged myself to complete a campaign mission, a little more difficult now that there's 3 levels of completion. But before I get started on my challenge, we're first going to take a look at the tutorial, some of the missions, and more importantly, how many flavours of ice cream are available. I must mention I'm playing the platinum version of the game with all the expansions included, definitely worth the money. And in case you're wondering, I felt sorry for this lonely little cactus over here, so I decided to give it a friend. Because reasons. The first thing I would suggest is heading over to the tutorial missions even if you played the games before. It's worth familiarising yourself with the newest features like swimming pools and animal enclosures, which can otherwise be very confusing to build. There's a whole bunch of tutorials from basic to advanced. You don't need to play them all, but you can pick and choose any you might need a refresher on. Personally, I jumped into some animal keeping as I thought it was an awesome addition to the series. You can have all kinds of animals who each need their own enclosures, food and enrichment. You can place viewpoints for your customers to get a better vantage point for admiring the animals, at a price of course. A cute little addition is if your patrons enjoy the animals, God I'm saying animals far too much, if they enjoy the animals enough they can even sponsor them, and if they pay a little bit more they can, you know, even stick a finger in. The other tutorials I looked at were the ones involving the new water features. There's a bunch of new things you can do like pools, as I mentioned, but also waterfalls, water guns, water slides, water torture. It's all good clean fun. It can be really difficult trying to do this without the tutorial because I didn't realise you needed to have like a path to put a jacuzzi on. It seems stupid when you say it out loud, but when you're trying to build this shit, it is quite complicated. So do the tutorials first and you'll have a lot more fun. Now there's a whole bunch of campaign missions, each of which have 3 levels of challenges, so there's a ton of gameplay over the main game and its 2 expansions. There's 39 scenarios in total, and I'd say it takes at least 6 to 10 hours of gameplay to earn the top tier achievement. So I'm really not kidding when I say you get a ridiculous amount of game for your money. Another thing I love is how all the campaigns have a unique theme to them. This is good on 2 levels, 1 because it's aesthetically pleasing, and 2 because well, there's so much stuff you can do in this game that the mind boggles, so when a level has a theme, you can choose rides and attractions and stick to that theme, therefore reducing your chance of choice-based panic attacks. Really, I'm not joking, there is a lot of stuff in this game. You do have to complete missions to unlock more, but let me quickly blow through a couple of the campaign missions on offer from the very start. Firstly, we have Checkered Flag, which is based around racing and, you know, asphalty things. Then you have Fright Night, which is a kind of gothic-y Tim Burton style land with this crazy ass skeleton swing thing. Then you've got Egyptian Sand Dance, which is basically just a remake of the Great Pyramids of Magaluf. Then you've got Gold Rush, where you set out and do some prospecting. Then you've got Atlantis with its very own Poseidon arm, and somewhere out here, there you go, Atlantis. And my personal favourite, Captain Blackheart's Cove, where there's some kind of ship battle going on at the front here, which is pretty cool, and it looks like a pirate island. And I must say, something else I did like were these little extra challenges that pop up during your playthroughs, like this little gem where an ex-military guy wanted to go around our park and shoot wild animals because that's how you cure PTSD. But it must be said, it is quite a lot of fun, and I am a crack shot with this dart gun. But apparently not good enough because I failed the mission. Okay, so now let's have a look at some of the plethora of things you can use in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. Now I say all the stuff, but I'm only going to show you really about 10% of the stuff you can use. There are like thousands of assets on this game to, like, you know, make up your own things and make crazy shit happen. But oh wait, this is the best bit. Yeah. So these are some of the food and drink stalls you can get. There's all sorts like coconut drinks, steaks, buffalo burgers, Hershey's Kisses, dino burgers, chicken wings, all kinds of shit. Then you've got the different kind of souvenir stores, hats, swords, guns, a frontier thing where you can put your own sign on, devil masks, dinosaur condoms, all kinds of stuff. Then you've got your amenities, which appear in most Roller Coaster Tycoon games. The shops I've shown you though, it's not even half of the shops I've showed you, so that just gives you a kind of an idea of how much stuff there is out there to use. Then you've got all the ornamental things you can use around your park, and there's a couple of different subcategories of these, but this is just one of them. I mean, look at this list, there's like hundreds of things here, it's incredible. Just as an example here, we've got a couple. You start with this small kind of zombie hand coming out the floor, and then you've got this giant moth thing that actually moves, and then obviously you naturally progress onto the gigantic flaming demon thing that blows fire at the people. But it's when you bring all this stuff together where it really shines. I mean, you can create little kind of swimming pool fortress things like this, but I can't because I suck. Now looking at the actual rides, even just the subcategories are amazing. There's roller coasters, thrill rides, gentle rides, transport rides, water rides, animal stuff. There really is a lot. And again, just as a little taster, this is just the list of roller coasters you can get. Each one of these you can build entirely yourself, or there are pre-builts as well. And as usual, the roller coaster building can be as simple or as complicated as you like it, as I demonstrate here by building you a roller coaster. Straight to hell. And here, just as another little example, I've taken maybe 1 or 2 things out of each of those lists, not including water rides, and just kind of thrown them in there just to give you an example of the kind of things you can build. I'd say this is probably less than 2% of the total rides and attractions you can get in this game, seriously. Nobody can ride all of these rides. So here we are at my challenge. Basically, I've challenged myself to complete the first mission of the game, totally doing all 3 steps of the challenge. This is kind of where we've started. I've got a little food court and some dodgems, and there's a ride here that you start with. But basically, the first step of my challenge is to get 400 guests in the park and have a park value of £20,000, which means 400 people in the park and basically just build 20 grand's worth of stuff. But obviously, you've got to make that money to spend it. This one shouldn't be too challenging. It's pretty straightforward. 400 people is not that many people, and 20 grand's not that much money. And the same way your dad walks in every time you try and have a wank, the first achievement popped up pretty early on. Time for step 2 of the challenge, which is 500 guests and £60,000. Now that's a lot more money, so we've got a bit of work to do. So I've saved up a bit of money and I've finally got enough to build my own kick-ass roller coaster. I've called it the shit stainer for obvious reasons. Basically, this has given our park a nice chunk of value, and also it's hopefully going to get more footfall in the park. Doubly so because I've put an advert in the paper for a free go on the ride, so hopefully that'll get more people into the park as well. Whee! Okay, so I've discovered that these idiots really love to swim. I mean, seriously, I'm making so much money off this pool right now. I don't understand it. Like, if you really want to swim, why not just go to your local bath instead of a theme park? Okay, so thanks to my swimming pool, I now have more than enough guests in my park to do the second challenge. I just need to increase my park's value a bit more. The best way I can think of doing that is buying a really expensive roller coaster, and I do like the look of this one. All I've got to do now is try and find somewhere to fit it, which may be harder than it sounds. Okay, this one's not going to work. Okay, so I found another roller coaster that's been on a bit of a diet this time, but still expensive. Hopefully I'm going to be able to slide it into this slot. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Nice. Okay. Oh, shit. I need to move that. And these quad bikes are very noisy! What? So I've also put some kangaroos in here, and it's not just for the customers, it's kind of for me, because have you ever just wanted to be a kangaroo? Well, if you close your eyes and dream real hard. Who the fuck are you? Never mind. So thanks to our new roller coaster, we have accomplished the second level of our goal. Now on to the last one, which is 600 guests and £100,000 of value. So as you can see here, because I'm awesome, we already have 600 guests, so it's just a case of buying all kinds of shit until we reach the value. So this is our park as it stands at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. If I bring up this menu here, you can see that we are at £97,000 worth of value. That's in the bottom left there. So basically I've taken out a load of money like you always do, and I just need to buy a bunch of stuff to kind of tip it over the 100,000 mark, and then we are done. So I'm just going to try and squeeze in some rides here. As you can see, it's already pretty busy. But it takes a second for the numbers to adjust, but we should be done any second now. So whilst you're admiring my park, I'll just kind of want to give you my thoughts on Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I really have enjoyed my time here. I've probably spent about 12 hours on this level trying to reach the 3rd stage. This is just a vanilla level as well. There's no real theme here. You just kind of do what you want. So I can imagine it gets only harder when levels start having themes and you kind of feel obliged to stick to those themes. I don't know if it makes you stick to them. It probably won't. You can do what you want, but it feels better when you stick to the themes. The only complaint I do have is that I basically finished it the same way I finished every other game, which is getting out a huge loan and just kind of doing the last little bits I need to do, which in real life you would probably feel would not be the best idea. But lo and behold, this is not real life, and I know that because I haven't cried yet today. And in Roller Coaster Tycoon world, nobody cares if you're in debt as long as you've got that shiny gold trophy. And ladies and gentlemen, we have that trophy. Now I have had a great time on this mission, and I wish I had more hours to put into more of the other missions, but for now, I think I'm going to celebrate by creating my own dream park to share with you guys. Whoa, wait a second, that's not right. Yes, welcome to my dream park. Now, I've got two things to say here. One, if you don't like roller coasters, you're not going to have a pleasant experience. And two, my idea was to put one roller coaster from each type of roller coaster in this park, but after getting about a quarter of the way through the list, it just became obscene. So yeah, I've not even got a quarter of the roller coasters in this game on here. But yeah, enjoy. Roller fucking coaster, going round in circles, making me feel nauseous. Can I get off, please? You can never leave this roller coaster. Your soul belongs to it now. Mom, I've changed my mind. Can we go to Disneyland? Talk to Mickey Mouse. Why is Daddy not here? You're fucking mistaken. Your daddy never loved you. So that was Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. All your feedback, give me all your feedback, good and bad. I can take it. I really do enjoy reading it and, you know, building myself from that. So please keep that up. Yeah, I had an awesome time. Hope you did too. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.